our fingers crossed it works. Hey, welcome to Empowerment Through Intuition. And look who came back. Look who came back. Yay! We're not on separate channels right now. We're actually in the same room, so watch out. You know what happens with us, too.
We get a little crazy. Just a little.
A little. Tonight we're going to learn how spirits communicate with us, our loved ones. We don't want to miss those really nice love taps that let us know that they are there and they are supporting us. And we're going to cover a whole bunch of different ways, and the most safest and powerful way to do it also, or to notice it. It's not like you're doing anything. They're doing the work. You're not trying to make it happen. You just want to recognize it.
Just want to be able to talk to them in your head and in your heart. And if you think about them and you want to pray for them, if you keep thinking about the same person, just offer up a little prayer, because that's their way of saying, hi, how you doing? They like to join into your thoughts. They like to give you little subtle reminders, and we're going to go over all those little reminders.
All those little fun things. Okay, so we are using the system. I know there are a few people online. I don't see any chat, so I don't know if you are just chatting on Facebook. You literally have to be in this program, guys, and sending up your questions inside of that webinar system for Chris and I to actually get your questions. So make sure you log in. Don't just listen to it through Facebook, or we will not see your comments. Okay, on that note, who are we? For those who are just joining, I am a 2-time best-selling author. I specialize in intuition, and I'm an international speaker. And this is?
I'm Chris Gurganus, and I am Chris from Conversations with Chris. I'm a psychic and a medium, a teacher and a healer. We kind of do it all.
And she's been doing it for years. You can tell by all the gray she has.
Not as many as she has.
Not as many as me.
I hide mine well.
So I'm hoping, let's see, load chat to interact. All right, it's telling me to load. Guys, you got to bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can. It's telling me to load this chat to actually see. All right, we'll give it a whirl. Shauna, I love you, sweetheart, man. It's always great to see you. Can you see me? Yeah, I do. I see what's going on. Apparently, I have to use 2 sides. So we got to stay focused here at that, and but I got to look over here to see what's going on with
Nora's got to play with her little electronic mistress.
Oh my
over
God, guys. We need to hire somebody. But let's get right to the show so you're not bored out of your mind with our silly chitter chatter. So let's say hi to a couple of our friends. Pamela. Oh, thanks for coming back, Pamela. Last week I missed a lot of people because trying to do this 2-sided thing, and I apologize.
Hi,
Lori, we love you, darling. Maggie, thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it. Pamela, Shauna, always fun. By the way, guys, city and state, if you want me and Chris to come out and do a show like we did in Philadelphia just a couple months ago, put in your city and your state. Whoever gets the most votes by the end of June, we're going out to your city and state in September. So how about while I peek at this and see what questions we might have, you can start telling us a little bit of
how they like to talk.
How they like to talk to us.
The spirits, they're really funny. I think they're amazing. They like to talk to us, our loved ones. They like to contact us in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it'll be you driving along, you just hear a funny song on the radio, or you're doing your housework and you're not paying attention to anything, and it'll be a song that you haven't heard in a really long time. So pay attention to those songs, because there might be something in the song that reminds you of a person, or it reminds you of the last time you were with that person, or it's just your song that you danced at a wedding with, or it was your wedding song, or something about that song. That song will grab you about a certain person. And that's very common. Images, they like to use billboard signs, trucks. They like to do whatever they can, and it's like the words will just jump out at you, and you'll be like, what was that all about? And then it'll hit you like 5 minutes later, like it always does me. I feel like I get hit by a stupid stick, and I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to say, oops, sorry, guys. And they're like, and she can hear us. What happens to the people that can't? I'm like, well, I was just driving along. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't thinking anything. And then all of a sudden I see this big cardinal and I'm like, oh, hi, Dad. And then I see a cardinal and then a message on the next truck. And I'm like, that's really weird. Okay. I just keep driving. And it takes like 5 minutes before it realizes that, oh, yeah, Dad was telling me to do that. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm with you now. And I hear them saying in my head, oh, now she's with us. Very nice of her to join the conversation.
And what I just want to jump off of what Chris is saying is we question it. We don't think it's really them. Oh, that was just a coincidence or something. But no, there are no coincidences. And yes, it's really them.
Yeah. And even though we're gifted and we do it for a living, at least I do, when I'm not in my zone, and when Nora's not in her zone and we're not really working to do what we are trained to do, those messages just get past us because we're just like, la, 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 la. We're like the rest of you. We got our shopping list on our head, all the little appointments we got for the day, and we're like running late. We're like, yeah, we got to get through the traffic. We're doing everything you guys are doing. Nothing different. That's how it's so easy to get right past us.
A perfect example is we had a special event for my father who passed away in November. This past Saturday, she's laughing because it's hysterical. I'm laying in bed after it's all over. I just wanted to close my eyes and take like a quick nap, a power nap. And I closed my eyes and I said, Dad, I hope you liked it. 30 seconds later, my cell phone beeps. It's Chris. She's in Florida, mind you. And a text message says, Dad just wants you to know he loved it. I'm like, oh, really? You could have just talked to me, Dad. I am psychic. I do hear. But it was wonderful. It's things like that. A friend might say something like, I don't know, relay a message to you. It's you. And he's saying they just feel a certain way or they had to say this to you. They don't know why they wanted to say this, but they felt this need. That's because the spirit's pushing them to do it because they can hear them better. They're not as emotional.
Yeah, and if you're asking a question like Nora's laying in bed and saying, well, Dad, I hope you liked it. And he's like, well, let's answer. I'm like, now I'm your secretary. He's like, why not? This is like a family thing. Beep, beep, beep.
Carla has a question. And yeah, Carla, we actually were going to bring this up. Chris, could the feathers you told me I'm not seeing, could they be on the actual birds or on, like Facebook?
On Facebook.
Yeah, but could they be on the actual birds or on like?
It could be anywhere.
Oh, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
Anything that's jumping out at you. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
It could be a feather on Facebook,
right?
Somebody could post a picture and it's the feather, and it's like there's that feather again.
Right. It's going to catch your attention. It's going to draw you in, and you're going to be like, wow. And it could just light up the way it's supposed to for you. It might not mean anything to me or Nora or 5 other people that look at it, but you're like, there's that feather again.
Right. And everybody has somebody who passed away, but a feather isn't going to trigger it for everybody. I see a feather, I don't think of the deceased.
Right.
But when butterflies land on me, I know it's my grandma, one of my grandmoms, or depending which one that I think of when the butterfly lands. I mean, how often really do butterflies land on you? So butterflies, just like the birds, they're ways that they talk to me. So you just have to find.
And rainbows. They sometimes like anything in nature. They like rainbows, birds, feathers. Butterflies are their favorite because they're so bright and everybody catches them.
Yeah, it's really easy to spot them. It catches your eye
and it's easy for you to see. It's not like you missed it or you wanted it to happen or you thought it happened. And people are always giving me 99 reasons why not it happened. Oh, look, you got
lots of happy faces and stuff. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I like them.
I like this. So you guys are all putting in city and states. I really love it. Shauna, Texas, and Aaron, Ohio is in the middle of Pennsylvania, New York, Indiana, and Kentucky because we're getting a lot of those. So that's a vote for Ohio. And I guess all those hearts are she doing it. Thank you, sweetie. Gina, hi, ladies. You both look beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Gina.
she's still pushing for Hawaii, even though she's from South Philly, so it's not going to count.
Well, Gina, they got a few little earthquakes and a few little volcanoes going off over there right now. We might want to let the area settle down.
Hello, Dave. To have you join us. I love this. Okay.
I love my hearts, guys. I see them out of the corner of my eye when I cheat and look at Nora's screen.
Thanks, Mary Lou. She liked the story.
Hi, Mary Lou.
Mary Lou knew my dad well. Carla, I suddenly have birds around that weren't here in years past. You know, guys, there's a reason for all this.
I got a story to tell you guys about birds that recently happened to a friend of mine who lost not only her father, but her stepmother as well. And when the father went, he gave one type of bird, and it was usually an eagle. But then changed it up eagles for when things were going to get better, and cardinals were for every day. Hi, how you doing? Then they decided they were going to send a lovebird for when they were together. So they were that was supposed to be the notice that we're together, we're watching after you. Well, the lovebird went from Philadelphia down to the Caribbean and came back with them.
Aww,
so they knew
great.
that they were being watched after in the Caribbean.
I love that.
And I was like, and the person texted me, the lovebird's here. The same one that was at home. I said, they told you that was them together watching after you. She goes, okay. Client was like, okay, not a problem. Still thinks I'm a little wacky, but the birds are showing up even more. So don't worry about your birds. There's other people with them too.
Pamela is asking, I have been singing numbers 252-323-141-545 along with 222-333-111. We did a whole thing on numbers. Now, if somebody's passed away that you can relate those numbers to, that is that spirit communicating to you. If it's just you're seeing these numbers, you definitely want to go on YouTube, pull up Nora Truscello, you'll find my channel, and you'll see the show on numbers. There's so much about numbers. We can't put that in with what we're talking about tonight.
Or go on my website, because it has it there on the videos.
Right. Go right. Either one of our websites. So
either one.
We got all the videos there. Can't help it. I'm always plugging YouTube. Okay, caller, we got that. Tina, my grandpa passed away recently. I hope he's at peace. I tried to spend the most time I could with him towards the end. So, Tina, if you get a chance, put in the feed how you think he would communicate with you, because it's all right to tell them how you would like them to communicate with you. You can say, when you're around, can I smell coffee? If that's something that they always enjoy drinking. Or can I smell your cigar if you're around? You know, whatever it is, it can be smell. It does not have to just be something that you see. And on rare occasions, it is literally a physical touch. Like you'll feel a brush. Yes. Very gentle. But that's rare, guys. So don't be expecting that.
The reason it's rare, from what Nora's telling you, is because it takes a lot of energy to break from their world to our world and to actually physically touch you so that you'll feel it, because a lot of times they try to touch us and they don't have enough energy gathered. So what they have to do is they have to gather up all of the family energy, make a big network, and try and gauge it into their physical, what's left of their physical being, to do this to you. So that you understand, A, it's them, B, that it doesn't scare you or shock you, and that it's okay, you know, so they can leave an essence of themselves behind. That's why it's so very rare.
So Tina, ask how you would like to have it done, and let us know how that works. So Linda, we haven't seen you in a while. Linda, welcome back. Yesterday I was walking down the street and a yellow butterfly flew right into my leg, and I stopped and turned around to see it, and it was nowhere to be seen anywhere. And I thought, who was that? Was that you, Grandma? As soon as you say, is that you? That is who it is. Yeah, it's your spirit knows, so it pulls up the information for you when you trust it. This is trusting your intuition, guys. Is so empowering, our intuition. It gives us so much.
It allows us to reach into the other world, into the spirit, and into the spiritual, and talk to them on a level that you kind of think you're guessing, but it's really not a guess. You just have to trust it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love this one. I have to tell you, electronics, turning on and off televisions happens. Radios, televisions, and
remotes, cell phones,
phantom calls, and phantom text messages.
Oh yeah, phantom text messages usually freak people out. And then when their message shows up on their voicemail, oh my God, they go nuts.
And it will be with the loved one's phone number. And it's like, or it'll be very close, only one digit off, or the last two switched, because they're trying to manipulate the energy here to make these things happen.
They move items, guys, I'm telling you. The longer they've been there, the more they want to mess with you, because they're like, listen, she's just like having a bad day, so we're just going to mess with her. And I'm like, really? You had to move my keys. Like, come on, really? Come on, bring me my keys back. And they're like, They like to move the remotes, the keys, prayer cards. Nora was telling me jump out on the floor.
Prayer cards. When you find the person's prayer card from their viewing on the floor, and you know you had it in a drawer or had it in your wallet, and then it's on the floor the next day, and then it's on the floor a few days later, and it just keeps happening. They're telling you not only are they there, but they're asking for prayer. I mean, that's
their way.
That's
saying,
an outright.
Can you please pray for me?
Please. Nilda, thank you, honey, for coming back. And I didn't put your name. I'm getting better at this.
The other thing is smells. You might smell coffee. You might smell a perfume. You might smell a flower. Whatever's associated with that person. Or if like they smoked a lot, or they smoked cigars, or they smoked a pipe. Sometimes you'll get different flavors in your mouth, and you won't be able to remove them. Like, you have to be aware of what's not normally there. And if you're not sure who it is or what it is, just ask your higher self. Say, can you please answer me what this is and who's visiting me? And I usually just say a little prayer, and it usually comes to me really quickly. Now, there's another thing that Nora and I talked about really quickly was an item can become brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Like almost superhumanly brilliant. That was normal before. Say it was a piece of carpet.
Right. So I'm going to actually give you my mom's, within a few days of my dad passing, said, I don't understand. The part of the carpet, it's an oriental carpet, was all lit up. It was brilliant. I've never seen it look so beautiful. I don't know why. It just stood out. Stunning. She says, the light wasn't coming in. The big heavy curtains were drawn. The room was dark, but it was just spectacular. I'm like, Mom, that was Dad. You think? No, you know. But yes, something of yours that is common will just be brilliant and stand out for a moment. I got to get some of these questions, because what's happening is they're flowing by and I can't read them quick enough. So I do want to jump in here. There were some good ones. And China, welcome back, girlfriend. Nice to see you. Aaron, so before my stepmother passed away 2 weeks ago, my big sister, myself, and her mom talked about 2 butterflies being her sign. So my sister called me this morning, 10 p.m. last night. 2 butterflies flew into her house. I got goosebumps and danced around her, refusing to leave.
How wonderful.
Baby, I love that. Thank you for sharing.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. Melissa, my dad, my grandmother, and my friend love to send me messages. My dad shuts my car radio off. Oh, yeah, they do that. Shuts my lights off. And every night, I'm guessing every night, he shuts my TV off for me when I fall asleep. And all my past relatives and friends are birds. My dad is a red-tailed hawk. I see them all the time. That's beautiful, Melissa. Thank you. Carol, my toy poodle passed away, and he visits me daily at both of my jobs in the form of a red cardinal. I also find pennies at both jobs. Yeah, some people really, when
Pennies
you
and
know
coins.
pennies are a sign, they are a sign. And thank you so much, Carol, because pets do communicate with us. Um, a personal story when we had this great rescue. His name was Duke, and it got to the point where I had to let Duke go. I had to have him put down. It was too much pain. And I came home and I'm just miserable. I'm sitting on the floor, and my other dog, Sheba, came up and like put her legs on me and just went across me, like in a protective mode. She knew mommy was sad. And I could hear two dogs running around on my second floor. And she's just staring like this because she could hear him and knew that there was two dogs running around upstairs. Now, my other dogs have passed, and I just said to her, well, that's Duke. You know Duke. And the other one is Wolfschanz, and you'll get to meet him one day, too. They're just playing now because Wolfschanz just met Duke. And she's just like, yeah, the animals absolutely give us signs. So thank you, Carol, for bringing that up. I often love to mention them. Okay, China, I've been hearing little noises like at the house at lately. Well, yeah, they'll make noise. That's for darn sure. That's one of the easy ways is
To
the
catch
making the
their
noise. Yeah.
attention. My mother, I'll tell you a story. After my mother passed, my fiance's laying in our bed, and I'm at work, and the dog, he was my mother's. We adopted him from a friend of ours, but he was really like my mother's little buddy.
Little
But now,
buddy, he was spoiled rotten by her mother. Okay.
now my man spoils him rotten. So they're in bed together watching God only knows what, probably soccer. And all of a sudden, the dog gets up, starts barking, standing on the edge of the bed, barking at the door. Nothing out there. And my man's calling him back, come back and lay down. Or go eat them, do something. Then he hears the bathroom door open and shut, open and shut, open and shut 3 times. He texts me at work, can you tell your mom to knock it off? It's not funny. She's driving the dog crazy. Then the dog goes down to the bathroom, starts barking at the bathroom door. Mom opens it up again. The dog runs in the bathroom. She shuts the door. The dog's locked in the bathroom door. Then opens the door, and here comes the dog racing out to see him. Like trying to tell my man, like, look, she's here. She's in the house. And he's busy texting me saying, this isn't funny. You know, you got to tell her to stop. So they do answer, and they can make noise. They have no problem doing it. They think it's funny. Love blinking lights too, folks. Blinking lights are like their thing.
Oh, yeah. Big time. That's a very easy way to communicate too, is to make the electricity flutter. And
they did it to us in church one time when we talked about spirits. My son's going, look, mommy, look, grandmom's here. She just made those 2 lights blink. And I'm going, can you stop? We're in church. He goes, I'm just saying, mommy.
So Carla has another good question. Could they touch us on their way to the other side? I wouldn't think so, but I'm intuitively being told yes, they
I'm hearing they can.
Yeah,
they still have
a lot of human
energy still. But once they get there, and it's like
they're going through all those processes. Yeah.
The longer they're there, the less energy of our world they can tolerate, and the less energy they still of our being and solid mass that they still have.
So, Melissa, when my grandmother is around, I smell original Dove soap bars. I love it. Obviously, that's what Grandma used. That's great. And also, when I journeyed almost a year ago, I felt my dad hug me. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for telling us. Yeah, that's not common, so good for you. Carol, I actually had a roommate pass away. He called me, whoops, darn thing popped up, 2 weeks after he died on my cell phone. Thank
That's
you for the
common.
confirmation of what we're saying. It does happen. Phantom calls, phantom texts. And we still didn't tell you the easiest way that they do communicate with us. And we're going to make you hang on just for a little while more before we share that one with you. But we've scribbled down tons of them because there are so many ways that they do get through. Let's see. Aaron, hard to see what happens. Hard to touch. Please tell that to my family. They intentionally kick my bed when they want my attention. Okay, in fairness, guys, Erin is very sensitive and she's a high level into it. So they can harass
can
her.
mess
It's
with
easier,
her.
right? Like I can hear them. Chris obviously hears them. We communicate with them. When you're a high level psychic, a lot of this stuff does not apply. Because they know they don't have to. Kim, nice to meet you, Kim. Thanks for joining us. My dad passed in my home 6 to 7 weeks ago and had a rough transition. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry that. And right
That's
now
hard.
it's still really painful and raw for you. And please hang on because the easiest way to hear from them, we are going to speak about. And I'm being told he's already done it with you and we'll be doing it again. So hang on because it was a okay. I don't want to turn this into a show where we're reading and listening to them, but he's very comfortable. So I'm not going to go into everything that's going on, but he's so okay right now. He's so at peace. He's so grateful that he's gone because he couldn't take the physical pain. So it's good. Lisa, Mom and I were so close. Oh, by the way, Kim, just because you're new and you probably don't know this, you go to chrisgurganus.com and you get a phenomenal reading. She's a great psychic medium. I usually just teach people. I really don't offer that service. I offer other services, and I'm noratruscello.com. So for those of you guys who would really like a one-on-one and know what your
It's
family, Christine Gurganus.com. Okay, she'll spell it for you.
CHRISTINEGURGANUS.com.
There you go. And so anyway, you will also see that on our Facebooks. You can just see the names and put them into
look at all my little hearts. I'm cheating looking at our little screen over there.
Lisa, Mom and I were so close. She had gone 25 years this month. I've always wondered why she hasn't tried to show her continued closeness from the other side. I occasionally say out loud that I love her, and I pray she's aware of it. Lisa, I have no doubt she's probably sent you 1,000 signs, but because of your crazy life, you just haven't noticed. That's another person I kind of know, guys, so I can say that. Yeah, your mom does communicate with you. She's with you all the time.
She says it's so often that it almost becomes like
you're used to it.
Intuition, because you're so used to it. It's like a fish in water.
Yeah.
A fish doesn't know it's in water because it's there all the time.
Exactly. So
she goes, yay, I like that idea.
So what you might want to do is ask your mother to pull away. Say, Mom, I want you to pull away from me for a day so I can experience what it is to be out of the water and then come back so I can feel you.
So
and you will feel the difference. Exactly. So just ask her, guys. They are more than happy for us to tell them what works. Okay. Linda, that's awesome. Thank you. In Claymont, Delaware. Hey, I like Claymont, Delaware area. I had my home in that, not too far from there. All right, Pamela, Chris, how about when they put the Santino meeting in your phone that one Sunday, the best way the little men knew you were coming? Well, go ahead, tell us the story.
I was working that Sunday, and they decided they were going to put a meeting for Santino, her son, in my phone on my schedule. So when I got done work, I knew to go right over there.
Oh, that's
And I didn't call
great.
ahead because I knew we had a meeting because my phone said so. So I come over and her son's telling him, no, she's coming, Mommy. And
Great.
she's like at the front door going, my son said you were coming. I didn't believe it. Yes, I'm coming. My phone told me to. See? She's like, oh my God.
I love that. That's so awesome. Yes, China, yes. I have been hearing sounds lately in the house as someone trying to communicate. Yes, especially if it's recent. It's not something that you usually hear. I mean, first, obviously, guys, always check the obvious. Is there a leak? Is there something going on? You know, rule out the obvious stuff. When the obvious is all worn out, ask a friend to check. And then when a friend rules out the obvious, it is a spirit trying to talk to you. You need to ask yourself. The empowerment through intuition, Chris and I can sit here and answer your questions, but we're not empowering you to use your intuition. So
That's
using
why
some
we're
of
taking time to make sure you know what the signs are, so you know what to look for, so you know how to communicate.
right. So what I would say, China, is when it's going on, just get into a relaxed state. Quick deep breath. Kind of push your mind back, push your personality back. I call it the relaxed step back approach. And just say, who's trying to communicate? First person that hits you is that person. And then you can just talk to them. I hear you, and whatever it is you need to say. Or just listen and say, okay, I'm listening. What is it you want me to hear? And you'll feel the emotion, you'll hear it, you'll be told. I mean, it can come so many different ways. So this is what you do, guys, when you got signs and you're trying to figure out how it's happening, okay? Melissa, I couldn't find my keys for 2 weeks, laugh out loud. Found them in my dad's car. Well, Ethan did. Well, Ethan did, her son. That's so great. So your dad moved the keys to his car, so you knew it was him. They can be crazy. They really can be. Renee Montivita, welcome aboard. Vidal, welcome aboard. I am terrible with trying to read this stuff and things, so please excuse me if I butcher your name. And please excuse us constantly looking away. Last year, my Thai pepper plant from my deceased friend's garden started to bloom and give fruit in late October near her birthday, when it should have already died from frost. I brought it inside. Let's see how long I have company. She's going strong. Oh, no, I got goosebumps again, guys. These are great, great shares. Chris and I say, look, we're a community, so we have to learn from each other, not just from Chris and I. So these stories are empowering and helping other people to understand and learn. So thank you so much for sharing that. Lorraine, how nice to see you back. I had a tremendous experience with my grandmother finding something for me. I lost my daughter's tassel for her high school graduation. It was lost 4 years, and when it was time for her college graduation, I asked my grandma if she could find it so I could display it. A day later, I found this hanging clearly. A day later, I find this hanging in clear view of my shelf. Basically, she found it on the shelf hanging there. A clear view. Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you, Lorraine. That is perfect. That's what we're talking about. Guys, just ask. The whole thing is to ask with a good heart and an open, just an open mind. Nilda, my brother had a certain smell. He passed 8 years ago, and sometimes I can smell him in the house. What if you smell flowers without having flowers in the house mean? Oh, that's a good one. Okay. So this is so funny. I have to tell you another story, but depending on the flower, at least for Chris and I, the smell of roses is up as Our Lady, the Blessed Mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if there's roses or gardenias, it's Our Lady, hands down.
That's not even a question.
Yeah. So And a lot of the saints, whether you're Catholic or not, these are powerful people. I mean, you don't get titled saint if you're not a powerful spiritual person. Do come with different flowered smells, and it's just a matter of asking, who is it? What spirit are you? And are you here to help, guide? And you can ask with a prayer so you have that protection. You don't just jump right in. Um,
Well, we were out one time with a friend of ours who doesn't happen to be Catholic, but she likes a lot of the Catholic ways. And she kept saying, I'm praying, I'm praying, I'm praying. I don't think I'm getting the answer. And I said, really? So we were at a restaurant. There were no flowers anywhere. Not in the whole
None.
joint.
It was a bar restaurant. Trust
It
me,
was
they
a sports
don't
bar
have
restaurant.
flowers.
They didn't have any flowers. And all of a sudden, I'm like, really? Because I'm smelling roses, and that's her telling me, and she's going, really? And then all of a sudden, she's like, she's tasting them. It got so strong.
It got so
It's
powerful.
all you could do is smell, taste, breathe it in. And I was like, I'm gagging over here. Can you say thank you? Because you're like, otherwise I'm going to need some really big glass of water.
She was looking under the table,
Everywhere.
around, just trying to see did the restaurant put some kind of scent thing, and
somebody
nothing.
must have gotten flowers. She's like,
nothing.
In the other
it was
tables.
So cute. And what really moved her was she really did understand that her prayers were being heard, and this was her sign. When she got to her car, the smell was still there. It didn't leave her. It was wonderful. She was so grateful. So flowers definitely are a great sign.
Yeah, and if they have a specific flower they liked in life, sometimes they'll bring that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a gladiola or if it's a daisy or, whatever it was that they felt really tied to that made them go, oh, I got a flower. Some people like the Gerber daisy. Some people like the gladiola. Some people like the carnations, whatever they like.
Shauna, I heard knocking on the door, on the wall, and someone calling me from behind by name, but nobody is there and nobody called me. Is that a relative who passed?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Telling me yes, it was a whole group of them. They were trying to get your attention. They wanted to talk, and they thought you were just open that day. They're just feeling like there's certain times when there's certain activities you're doing that you're way open. Like you're not thinking, you're not focusing on anything specific, and they're like, we can get to it today. Let's try.
A lot of times, guys, when you get wrapped up in something you enjoy, like gardening, like you're just in your garden and you're weeding away, it's almost meditative because you're not thinking of anything except the next little weed, and you're fixing your flowers. Great time for them to contact you. Great time for something to happen. And I'm saying gardening because that's what I enjoy, but you could be crocheting or knitting.
You could be vacuuming.
Vacuuming. I was just going to say washing
cleaning.
dishes because it's just a routine thing. You don't have anything really going on. Your mind's not busy chattering away. It's those quiet moments that really help. So, Elena, hi, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us. So, Elena is going to be working with Chris and I to create a webinar series that really goes into depth on different subjects. So, please email us, message us, let us know some of the topics you guys would like to cover. And those of you who might not know, please put in your city and your state where you're listening. And Chris and I are going to add up all the city and states over the last couple months by the end of June. And we're going to book a show out in your town, whoever gets the most votes in September. So make sure. So Kim, you're new to this show. Make sure you throw in your city and state so we know. And a few other people are new tonight. So I'm really happy about that. Thanks for joining us. Let's see, Kim, I lost 2 nephews, one by murder, one by suicide. Did they find peace after their death? Do their souls still visit me? Okay. There are times we do go into depth and answer these kind of questions, Kim. you got so much pain going on. I would love to spend the time telling you what they're saying. But yes, they both found peace, even the one who committed suicide. His peace is slower. He's at peace. He's not at the level of the young one who was murdered, though.
He doesn't stand in the grace of God right now. He's at peace. He's in heaven, but he's in timeout because of what he did. And God was like, hey, you want to take the shortcut? There's a shortcut route. Go figure it out.
Yeah, there's
so
a
he's
lot
not in
of
a bad
learning.
spot, but he's not in the best where the other one that was in the murder situation has already ascended, let's say, right to heaven, to the main portion, and he's in the grace of God. And he serves God in a different way now because he didn't finish his mission here. And he just didn't finish it because of the way things turned out. There were some bad decisions and choices on his side, but he's not being punished for that in heaven. Okay?
So really, all seriousness, on Facebook, just click on Chris's name and you'll get the spelling, put it in the address bar.com and schedule an appointment. And, it brings so much peace. It really does. If you call me, I'll end up teaching you how to do it and not doing it for you. I can't help it. I'm a teacher. Maria, hi, you're new too. So please make sure you throw in your city and state. And if you're not new, I definitely don't recognize your name. So excuse me. They would be orbs looking lights in my oldest daughter's baby monitor when she was a baby. Yeah, definitely. Orbs are extremely common thing, and you do catch them mostly with video. The baby monitors, cameras. You don't really see them with your naked eye usually, but cameras catch them. Cameras catch them.
Cameras can catch them, but you shouldn't really go looking.
Right. Thank you. She took the next thing I went to say.
You don't want to open doors. You can acknowledge the ones you see and just say a little prayer for them and let them roll. And sometimes, they'll be there in large displays, and sometimes there'll just be one here and one there. And just say a prayer for them, and they'll thank them for coming by. That's all I do. Because with an orb, you really don't know what it is or who it is or whether it's light or it's dark. So I always just attach a prayer with every message and hope for the best.
Oh my gosh, I had to reload and everything's like scrambled. So, but I do have Kim saying thank you. She said thank you, and she's from Tennessee. I got a lot of new city and states. We got Indiana, Maine. Oh, this is cool, guys. I love Maine. Maine in September must be stunning. Think about Maine.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, the foliage in September must be gorgeous. So hopefully we get a lot of Maine people before the end of June and we can say Maine wins.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, we'll fly. 15 minutes left, so we really want to get to the favorite one. And then I'm going to try to jump back over and get some more questions and comments. Our most favorite one that we say works all the time
is dream dates.
Dream dates, guys. And I forget the person I said, your father just passed away only a few weeks ago, or somebody just passed away. He had already came up in a dream for you. He's going to continue to come that way because he has something he really needs you to know. Sometimes when they come in a dream, they're just standing there. They're not saying anything. And you're like, I thought you were dead. Well, why are you, what's going on? And you're like getting aggravated and you're getting mad. And if you thought a person was dead, that's a signal for you to say, in your dream, you can do this. If I thought he was dead, he is dead. I must be dreaming. Dream date. A lot of times they won't say anything. They just want you to know they're there, they're happy, they're at peace. And sometimes they will say something.
But a lot of times they want to send a message, so it might only be one word, a couple words. It might come through as a feeling, so you just have to accept it in whatever form they send it.
And a very, very common message that comes across in dreams is they'll say to you when you're yelling at them, I thought you were dead. They'll just look at you and say, I'm not dead. because they're not. And they
They're
really
alive.
want you to know, I'm alive, I'm okay, I'm doing great. And that's like one of the most common messages I come across in dream dates.
Yeah, they feel like they're still alive on the other side, and this was just, a minute in time, a stitch in time. I hear all the time, and I'm like, that's not how it feels, folks.
It doesn't feel that way, but it really is.
And they're like, don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. Just tell them this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, they're gonna think I'm crazy. He's like, no, just tell them. And I tell them whatever I hear, and people are like, then they start crying. I'm like, okay, I guess that was right.
My grandmom on my mom's side of the family comes in my dreams often. She never says anything. She's just always quietly sitting there watching. And I just find comfort in it. It's like as soon as I see her, I know I'm dreaming. And I'm like, this, well, not always. Sometimes it's not until I wake up. I'm like, oh, grandma visited, and I didn't even pay attention in my dream. But it's comforting. It's just comforting. And that's the key thing. So let me jump over here and see what we got going. Do you want to share anything else while I try to find out where we might have left off? Guys,
Nora has no idea where she left off.
No, none at all. But Chris and I will do our best to scan through these before we fall asleep.
So when you're doing the dream dates, guys, if you get a message, I would just suggest that even though sometimes the message is very, very clear, don't let your feet hit the floor before you write it down or you record it, because I'm telling you, the minute your feet hit the floor, you
It's
ground
over.
and it's game over. And even if you beg and plead with them to give you the dream instructions again, sometimes they will, but most times they'll be like, it must not have been that important. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. But sometimes you wake up and it's just so clear. It's like, how could I have missed that? And then by the time I go to find the phone, it's like, or go to the bathroom, because that's usually my first call of business is the bathroom. And I'm like,
yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. I'm
It's
like
gone.
walking back from the bathroom going, what was
You
that
go
dream
through that
about?
veil and it's over. Now,
Like-
sometimes you can go back and get right in the same position and just relax
And pull it
and
back up.
like think of it, what you can remember, and it all starts coming back. But that takes a lot of practice. Chris Smith, thank you, Chris. This is great. My father's dad, my uncle, passed away the day before my dad's birthday. In my dad's birthday, a picture on the wall literally swung back and forth for almost 20 minutes before I addressed it. I think my uncle or grandma came to say, I have your uncle. And it was special because it was on his birthday. I think my day was happy. I got goosebumps
Your
again.
dad was happy.
My dad was happy. No, it was his day. Oh, yeah, she meant dad. Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah, they were definitely there. They wanted to make sure you knew, and it wasn't like somebody rubbed up against it. That's why they prolonged it.
Oh, that's just great. You guys have shared such really powerful things. Tina, you definitely want to give Chris a call because that's, there's something there. Maria, there would be orbs looking like floating in my daughter's baby monitor. Yeah, that we did address that, and that is true. What Chris and I did say, though, is please, guys, don't take pictures trying to get them. Don't try to capture them. You are opening up a portal. We've discussed this in some of the paranormal shows that we've done. It is dangerous. We're telling you how loved ones can communicate to you who have passed in this show. That doesn't really require you to have a whole bunch of protection. Just your normal prayer that you usually say every day is enough protection that when your family members come in, you can feel them. Mm-hmm. But you start hunting and you start calling up stuff.
You're going to open up doors.
You're going to be calling me, not Chris, because I'm the one who's going to have to talk you through the mess, and then we're going to have to call Chris to help clean up the mess. And we don't really do that. Let me tell you. I dealt with extreme paranormal experiences that people have gone through, and I really have. It's a lot of coaching and a lot of work. And it can be ugly.
Up for a long time.
It can be ugly, so please don't go hunting them down. Gina, my ex-stepmom lost a son suddenly. He wasn't a church-going type, and they really had a church service for the grandmother who was a devout Catholic. At his funeral, he played with the lights in the church, and he also made the altar boy sick where he had to run off to the side to throw up. We all saw it, and we were hysterical. Typical Gavin. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Um, you don't have to be a church-going person, by the way, to find your way into God's grace. That's where mercy comes in, guys. There's tremendous mercy. However, it does help. Playing tricks like that is pretty nasty, but good for him. So Chris is amazing. This is Gina. Get a reading from her. She called out stuff I would never have a clue was coming. Gee, Chris, like a Pandora box. Laugh out loud. Love you. That's cute. Lisa, you're welcome. Hey, Adele.
Hi, Adele.
Nice to have you on board this evening. Lisa, I am eager to have clearer communication with Mother Mary and my other guides. Any suggestions? Oh, gosh. Biggest suggestion from me, Chris might have another, is don't be attached, because she's always there. She's always there. She is your biggest advocate in front of the Lord. Don't be attached. Know she's there, and you'll start to feel it. That's my first and biggest advice.
When I need to know that they're there, I ask them to give me a specific sign that they're there. And it usually comes at a lightning speed, like bam, and it's there. And I'm like, okay, thanks, just checking.
Every once in a while, we need that. But by having, you said, a clearer communication, so you already have a communication. So since you have one, ask her to make it clearer. And don't
be willing to hear.
Mm-hmm. And you might not like, because I'm hearing right now, you were told how. You might not like how you're being told to do it. It might have to do with having to let go and forgive and really surrender to what she wants of you. And what she wants of you is a very forgiving heart. So that's only part of it. I'm not going any further because I don't want to say something that is inappropriate and you're not looking to have shared on this webinar. But that's how I would do it. I would ask and then follow through. Guys, here's really, really key. And we've talked about this a while ago. When you ask for something and you don't do it, they're not going to be so quick to answer you when you ask again. It usually takes at least 3 times before they start to say, really? You know, the first 2 times they're anxious to help you and they're anxious to teach you. So make sure you're following through. And the example I usually give, if you don't mind humor me for a quick story, you run into your grandmother's house. Grandma, you make the darndest best cake in the whole wide world. I really want to make it for my husband. He'll be so excited. Teach me how to make that great cake. Grandma's going to drop whatever the heck she's doing. She's just going to drop it right there. This is awesome. My granddaughter wants to learn how to do this. And she's going to make it for her husband. And this is what you do, baby. And And then the granddaughter goes off and never makes the cake for her husband. And a month later, she comes in, Grandma, I really want to make that cake for my husband. Can you show me how to do it? Grandma answered, yeah, all right, yeah, honey, come on, let's go do it. All right, come on. And she shows her how to do it. She loves her granddaughter. She might not be as enthusiastic, but she's showing her how. Granddaughter leaves. A month later, comes back, never made that cake. Oh, Grandma, would you please tell me how to make that cake? You get it? By the 3rd time, Grandma's like, sure, honey, as soon as I'm done with my knitting, I'll be happy to get it. When you get a minute, just take out the ingredients. I'll be in. Then I ain't jumping up for you this time. Same thing with the spirit. Same thing with Our Lady. Same thing with the guides. As the saints we trust in, we have to follow through what they're saying, what they're recommending.
And if you don't understand what they're saying or you don't understand how to complete it, simply ask. I tell everybody that. And they look at me like I got 10 heads, but I'm telling you,
it's that
if
easy.
you ask, they will tell you. And if you don't hear from them the answer, ask them to turn up your psychic hearing aids because you're obviously missing something. And just say it with the prayer.
She had to tell me that so many times. Will you just turn up your hearing? Okay, sorry.
Well, when you did it, it worked.
It does. It really does. And it's so silly. I mean, I've been in this field for more years than I want to say. And I still, every once in a while, need Chris to say, did you ask? My sister, my younger sister, God bless her, great ER doctor, goes to me, okay, I'm glad you made up your mind, but all the time, did you ask? I'm like, yes, Adele, I asked. What do you think I do?
Because it's the simplest thing and we forget.
Oh, I love this. Carol. I think this is Carol with the poodle. Great suggestion. Keep your eye on the clouds. Sometimes you see their shapes. That's great. I just got goosebumps again. I got more goosebumps tonight than I ever got in the show. That is awesome. Call our little dog Sissy, Daddy's girl, since he has been gone, comes out of her hiding place and demands I love on her anytime I get into a deep thought or missing you attitude. I know Rick is sending her to me. She approaches me in a very different way and than her usual way each time this happens. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Animals amazing. Like Chris said in the beginning, nature is one of their favorite ways to communicate.
Because they're easier. The animals, the birds, the butterflies, it's much easier for them to talk to them and get them to cooperate than us humans who want to kind of be a little difficult.
Oh, and that's great. When she was baptized, the room was filled with the smell of roses. That's so wonderful. Hi, Di. We love Di.
Hello, Di.
We miss you, Di. Di used to be part of a prayer group that we were in. Ruiz, hello. Shauna Lewis, hello. I just love you guys too. On autopilot. Medford, okay. We're down. We got the Indiana guys, the Aston, Tennessee. Hello, ladies from Ohio. Mike Ruiz, my grandma passed away almost 4 years ago. Does she come around? I think you logged into the show a little late. Yeah, they always come around, honey. They're always around us. So listen, guys, the stream might not be all over Facebook like it usually is. But this, where you logged in to see the show, you can log in there to see the show. Or like Chris said, go to her site or my site.
Either site will have the video.
We'll have the videos. We always put up the shows on our videos that are connected to YouTube. So we just take them from here and do all this computer stuff. And it works out. All right, Brenda. Nice to meet you, Brenda. At my 17-year-old daughter's funeral for 10 seconds, all electricity cut out.
That wasn't an accident.
That wasn't an accident. I'm so sorry. I cannot imagine how hard this must be for you. Even if it was 10 years ago,
losing a child gotta be the hardest thing.
Yeah. But that was her absolutely making sure you knew she was there. Ruiz, I dream of my relatives that have passed on. In my dreams, they are alive. Yeah, that's what we were just saying about a few minutes ago. 9 times out of 10, the message is, I'm alive, because they are. They are alive.
They're alive in heaven. Because they're dead to us doesn't mean they're really dead. In our lifetime, they're gone, but they've just continued their journey to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, a soul doesn't die. It's eternal.
It's eternal, and the spirit's still alive because they still talk to us.
Yeah, trust me, they don't shut up sometimes.
No, okay. Dad doesn't like that.
I know, he really doesn't. One more quick question, guys, because it's already an hour. Elizabeth Ann Walker, thank you for joining us. Hi, ladies. When my dad passed, he showed up for visits in my other family members' dreams, and even my best friend, but he never showed up in mine. Do you know why? I believe it's usually because we're too attached. We too much want it to happen, and we block it. So
we're too emotional at that point.
Right. And
as you heal, he'll be able to know that you're ready and he can come through without upsetting you. Their intent is not to upset you. Their intent is to help you understand that they're okay. A, B, that whether they want to send a message of love or empowerment or whatever they want to say, they'll send you that feeling. But if they think that it's going to harm you in any way, they won't come.
They're afraid that they might trigger too much sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And that does
Make it
happen.
worse.
I mean, dream dates are extremely emotional when you see
Mhm.
the person. So it is not because he doesn't love you as much as he loves the others.
Right.
And I'm telling you that because I'm being told to tell you that. And that wraps up our show for tonight.
Thank you,
guys,
guys.
thank you so much. Please feel free to keep adding city and states. You can throw
And
in.
tell us what you want to hear about.
Yeah, let us know. And thank you so much for sharing tonight. We had so many new people. It was a blast. God bless and have a great day.
Bye-bye. Good night.